Okay, good eats. Today we're making spaghetti meatballs with marinara sauce, puree. Part of the secret of pureeing pasta is to make sure you do not shock it. You do not need to stop the cooking process. So now we're gonna drain it. I held some of the liquid because we're gonna puree, and if I need liquid, I use the same water that I boil it with.
Is that what supposed to look like?
Yeah, nice and smooth. The puree is just made. A dough. Back to the pasta and the dough. Take one of your smaller pastry tip. Now we're gonna do strands. So let's do the spaghetti strands. So spaghetti strands will go kind of, it's nice and still hot, because the hotter the looser the spaghetti strands become, okay?
The looser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiddo.
Okie doke.
Pasta strands.
Like it doesn't, wait, do that again. See, it doesn't wobble. Like it doesn't.
It doesn't wobble? Really? Wobble? That's a new term for food?
Wobble, wobble.
No. It doesn't run away from the plate. And then, if you're like me, that I collect all special machines, our equipment and toys. I call it toys, correct? So I have this special machine. So I put up the pasta dough in it, and I created the strands, correct? So here are my spatzel strands. I did it in a pot. I did it in a pot because it goes like this, correct? So it needs to drop into something. A spatzel normally drops into hot boiling water, but this dough is already cooked. This pasta is already cooked. Here we go. Good look.
Wow.
So let's call this a thick linguine, and this, let's call it the angel hair. Everything we're doing is within the IDDSI guidelines, correct? So fork test, nice and smooth through the prawns, correct? And if I look at it, nothing is leaking. For the spoon test, now it comes out, should come out when I flick it.
Look it.
It's still a little sticky, correct? But
yeah.
Guess what's going to go on top? What? The meatballs with the marinara sauce. So we have the meatballs with the marinara sauce. Any marinara sauce that you like. I got a chunky marinara sauce from the supermarket. Remember the pasta? Mm-hmm. So that's gonna help me thicken my meatballs.
So no need to rinse it out, huh?
No need to rinse it out. Put them all in there. Puree time. Okay, here we have the ground beef and the marinara sauce combined, okay? So that's my sauce. And it is beautiful consistency. It's like an MO3, okay? Now, this is a trick. How am I gonna put this sauce to look pretty on top of the pasta? Remember when we do the test, Brandon? And it should not go through the prawns of the fork? Well, the same thing, it should not go through the strainer. So let's see how true that is.
Nothing really going through.
Correct, look at that. Now, that's my sauce. That's a perfect MO3 sauce that goes on top of the pasta. So here we go. What are the parameters of the IDDSI? That anything that it doesn't run from the plate, okay? So it's not leaking off, oozing off, okay? The marinara with the meatballs together, to be able to shape it, I need to bring it to that a little thicker than what it is right now. So I'm adding some thicket. To be able to flick it, comes right off. Fork test right here. Beautiful, okay? When you pick it up, nothing is seeping through. And now, let's shape the meatballs. One. Okay, Corny, you challenged me to spaghetti with marinara sauce and meatballs, spaghetti meatballs with marinara sauce, whichever you want to call it. I did it two forms. I did it with spaghetti, and I did it with the angel hair pasta, and the all puree. Okay, so let's bring the real version. What is the real version that she's used to eating and the kids are eating? So regular with the pasta. And here's my version with the pasta. Okay, good eats. Cheers. Look at your spaghetti. All right.
I see it.
Look at my spaghetti. Look at this.
You stop playing with your food?
I know, I can't stop playing with my food. Look at that, it stays like a strand.
I guess that's the craziest thing. Is that it's like it's strand. It's not mushy.
No.
But then
you have some texture to it, correct? And then combine everything.
It's mushy.
It's what?
It's mushy.
It's mushy. Corny. It's mushy. It's mushy. Pasta, little meatball.
So that just like
Tastes the same.
it's the same thing. I think what people gotta know too is, say you're making like a big meal for the family, and so you have someone that's in the family that has to be on a puree diet. This takes like an extra 10 minutes.
That's it.
Designing maybe another 5, but it wasn't really stored in the blender. Throw some thicket. Get one of those bags and just pastry bags and just go for it.
Correct.
It's very
And nobody will tell the difference. If you like what you see, give a thumbs up. Subscribe below. Follow us. Follow us.
Later.